Good morning. Welcome to Old Vine Zen. It's actually even light out with the time change. How are you? This is Easy Like Sunday Morning, and I have something to share with you. You would not believe that. Have you ever met Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in a person? So I met someone recently in the past few months that I thought we kind of clicked, and I thought maybe we would be friends. And it turns out it's not going to work. And the reason is there were indicators along the line, along the way. Maybe things that were said in different situations that I felt were a little, hurtful to other people or kind of rude. And then this past week, it was like they really lowered the boom on a group. And right then I knew that, no, this isn't going to work for me. I had met somebody years ago that it was the same thing, and I made excuses for this person, thinking, oh, it's, just a bad day, or oh, they didn't mean it, or whatever. Not being smart enough, I have to say, to realize that at some point I was going to be the recipient of that kind of action, that I was going to have the boom lowered on me at some point. But I didn't know that. I didn't think about that. I didn't have the awareness until it happened, and it was bad, and it was hurtful, and it was hard to get over. And looking back, I could see that I should have known. Well, now I know. And to remove myself from this situation is going to be a little sticky. It's going to take some maneuvering so that I'm not too hurtful and that I don't cause undue necessary pain for someone else, but I am going to remove myself. And it brought to mind that we have choices in our life when these kind of things happen. And even if it's a family member or someone that you're pretty involved in or with, we have choices, and we should make those choices that are the best for us, and to be aware and to see these things coming before they get to a point where it gets real sticky. And again, I made excuses for this person because I really wanted it to work. I also made excuses because the excuses I would make is, oh, I don't want to hurt them, or I don't want them to be upset. And you know what? When we make those excuses, it's not that for that reason. It's because we're afraid to do it. And we are putting it on them. We are putting it out there that, oh, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to offend them. No, it's because you're afraid to do it. Because there are ways to do it and not cause as much pain and harm as they have caused. So that's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And we have those instances in our life where we can just bear it and keep going through it, or we can make a choice and get away from it. But whatever, if you decide not to make a choice, then to be with it and don't complain about it. Don't go on and on about it. Don't give them the power where you just keep thinking about it month after month, because then it's on you. You can do something about it if you choose to. And the other thing is to not take it personally. What they do, how they act, has nothing to do with you. It's not about you. It's not that you did anything wrong. It's about them. And the Dalai Lama came up with 8 precepts to follow in your life to become more enlightened. And one of the precepts is this: when I see someone of unpleasant character, oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold him dear as if I had discovered a jeweled treasure. And what he means by that is to understand that they're suffering. People that are acting like that, they are suffering from what's going on in their head, and that we should hold compassion for them. But it doesn't mean we have to put ourselves in their line of fire. We can step back. And the devil's advocate, which I often play because I love to be the devil's advocate, I would say, but how about if I work with them? I can't just walk away. No, if you work and make your livelihood around somebody that's like that, all you can do is step away from them as much as possible, distance yourself emotionally if you can't physically. If it's a family member, you might have to be with that once or twice a year or however often. But again, you can step away from them, not let them affect you physically or mentally. Just step away, remain a little distance between you. So there are ways if you can't get away from them. But if you can, make your choice, whatever it is, and then be with it and be at peace. And so I have made my choice, and I will have to extricate myself from the situation. It's kind of sticky, but I'm going to do it in a kind way, in the nicest way I can possibly do it, but I'm doing it. And after this video, I'm not giving it any more of my mental thought. I told myself I would put it to rest after I talked to you about it. So thank you for listening to me. And don't take these things personally when they happen to you. It's not about you. So thank you. And let's meditate on that. Maybe there's something that you need to put to rest or to remove yourself from, whether it's mentally or physically or both. So close your eyes, become comfortable, put yourself in a nice position that feels that you can relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. We've gotten that off of our chest. Feel the muscles in your face relax. The muscles in your shoulders soften. Any tightness down your back. Tightness throughout the chest. See if you can just breathe a little bit deeper and let it go. Let the belly soften. The legs become heavy, relaxed. The feet and the toes stretch out a little bit. The arms are soft, and the hands, and the fingers. And we settle in and give ourselves permission to add some softness to our body and to recognize maybe for the first time today how you're feeling physically. And if you slept well, maybe you feel rejuvenated. If you had a longer night of wakefulness, maybe you need a rest today. Just notice how your body feels. And then move up into the mind and notice how you feel mentally. If your mind is full of things that you need to get done or things that happened in the past, perhaps we can just put those things aside for a few minutes and practice doing that. We are alive and we're free, really. And we are powerful. We can make choices how we want to live the remaining part of our life. And we're not a victim of all the beliefs that we've been fed by others growing up. or their opinions. We're not a victim of our desires or our society. We can make choices and begin to change things if we choose to. And we're not a victim of our circumstance. We can move ourselves into different places, different positions. And we're an active participant in our life if we choose to be. We can take the hardships that we endure and we can learn from them. There are so many things that we can do if we choose to. We're not told about these choices often. We think we become stuck, but we only become stuck in our minds. Who are you? It's up to you. What you think, how you act, what you tell yourself, it's up to you. And when we speak of freedom, that's what we're talking about. That day of realization that we can make a choice. It may not be easy. It may not happen all at once. It may be just by little step and another little step towards what we want. We can become the crusader in our life, the master of our ship. And then we will be happier and more at peace. And we will affect the people around us in a positive way. So how we choose to live each moment is up to us ultimately. That is the lesson. We stop blaming other people and situations. And we invest our energy in such a way that will ease our suffering as much as possible. We will do the best we can with each day and each moment. So that at the end of the day, we can look at ourselves and say, honestly, that we did the best we could today. And then we sleep well at night, knowing that in our heart, knowing that in our soul. We did the best we could. very gently now, carrying that message with us throughout the day. We will do the best we can, honestly. We will find some joy throughout the day and evening, and smile, and bring a smile to somebody else's face, if we can. We will allow others to be as they choose, understanding that it has nothing to do with us at all. That they make their choices and we make ours. And very gently now, as we bring ourselves back to where we began, in the room where we began our meditation, and you feel the body as it feels relaxed. You feel a sense of peace. And some of the tightness has been released, and you begin to start your day with a smile on your face, with an optimistic view. And very slowly now, as you reopen your eyes and come back and join me as we close this meditation, I want to thank you for being with me and for listening to me as I go through this little choice and what I need to do, and to understand that if I broaden my perspective and I zoom out on life, what a teeny little thing this really is. What a small little thing this really, it's barely a bleep on the radar. Not worth a lot of energy to focus for a moment on it, take care of it, and then rest it and move on. So thank you. And thank you for joining me. And I will see you next week. Take care of yourself. Be happy as you can. Smile and be at peace. Bye.